This episode is sponsored by SimpliSafe, the security system experts trust. The website guides you through the process of customizing your system to your needs. Save 20% on your SimpliSafe security system when you sign up for an interactive monitoring plan and get your first month free. Visit simplisafe.com/Babish to learn more. Alright, so the chicken aspect of chicken piccata is usually butterflied. Before we do that, we're going to start by trimming off any excess fat or connective tissue. Then, starting on the thicker side of the breast, we're cutting the breast in half widthwise, opening it up like a book. Then, if we get the chicken nice and thin, it's going to cook faster, retain more moisture, and be less stringy. So we're covering the chicken breast with plastic wrap and pounding flat using a meat mallet or other heavy flat thing. Next up, we're dredging the chicken in some lightly seasoned flour. Nothing more than a little kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper, maybe some dried oregano or basil. Dip and flip the chicken until thoroughly coated. Maybe let them hang out for a minute or two, which can help the flour's adherence. Then we're headed over to the stovetop where we've got a few tablespoons of vegetable oil shimmering over medium-high heat in a large skillet. Drop in both breasts and sear for 3 to 5 minutes on each side. If some stuff sticks, don't worry about it, that's flavor. Or as it's sometimes called, fond. Give it a fresh squirt of oil and saute a few tablespoons of capers in there, just for about 30 seconds or until they smell extra capery. Then over medium heat, we're deglazing the pan with 1 cup of preferably homemade chicken stock, seizing the opportunity to scrape up all that good stuff off the bottom of the pot, before squeezing in the juice of 1 lemon and cooking down until reduced by about half, before mounting with butter, that is killing the heat, and adding 3 tablespoons worth of cold cubed butter, whisking to emulsify into a creamy sauce, into which we're going to deposit our rested chicken breasts with their resting juices, turning to coat and allowing to reheat in the residual heat of the pan. Plate it up with a pile of buttered spaghetti, and there you have it, a non-red sauce staple of red sauce Italian joints, chicken piccata. Make sure to top up with extra sauce, capers, and chopped parsley. And it looks pretty handsome and familiar, but how's it taste? It tastes just how you're imagining it. Saucy, lemony, chickeny, capery. An undisputable classic, but how can we amp it up? First, we can sprinkle kosher salt on both sides of our butterflied breasts and let them hang out at room temperature for half an hour, both deeply seasoning them and helping them retain moisture. Now, you might be asking yourself, is this guy drying off capers? And the answer to that question is yes. That's because I'm going to briefly fry them in some shimmering hot oil, creating crispy fried capers. A perfect garnish for such a caper-centric dish. We're going to spoon them out and let them drain on paper towels. And then we've got a few tablespoons of nice caper-flavored oil to saute our chicken in. Same here, 3 to 5 minutes on each side until browned and cooked through. To prevent things from burning, try to flip the chicken in the same spot. It's going to mean less spots of uncovered fond that can more easily burn. Take out the chicken, and this time we're going to saute 1 small chopped shallot in there. Add a little more oil if necessary, and then we're going to add 2 cloves of minced garlic, sauteing for about 30 seconds or until fragrant before deglazing with half a cup of chicken stock and half a cup of chicken white wine. Add 2 tablespoons of capers, the juice of 1 lemon, optionally its zest. And while this simmers and gently reduces by half, we're going to start cooking our pasta in a nearby shallow pot of water. This time, in addition to a tablespoon of chopped parsley, I've got a teaspoon each of chopped basil and oregano, and for more lemony flavor as well as presentation, a few slices of lemon. Once this guy's about reduced by half, I'm going to add the chicken breasts back to the sauce to coat them, allowing them to simmer and cook the rest of the way through if necessary. Remove them and the lemon slices from the sauce. Then we're going to add in our chopped fresh herbs. Let those simmer together for about 30 seconds, and then once the pasta is about a minute shy of cooked, we're adding it directly to the sauce along with a half cup of pasta cooking water. Mix this guy up and simmer for another 1 to 2 minutes until the pasta's done cooking. Kill the heat, mount with 3-4 tablespoons of butter, season with kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper. Make sure that sauce is nice and emulsified and creamy before serving. Maybe using the old carving fork in a soup ladle trick, twirling the pasta into an attractive nest on which we're going to drop 1 of our chicken breasts, some lemon slices, extra fresh herbs over top for a pop of flavor and color, and of course for a little crunch, our fried capers. And there you have it, the same dish in spirit, but a few tweaks to amp up flavor, texture, and presentation, which is one of the most important lessons you can learn in the kitchen. Little ways to amplify your existing favorites. You could also apply what you've seen here to other chicken and pasta dishes like marsala. In that case, you might saute some extra mushrooms separately to preserve their color and texture. Then likewise finish the pasta in the decadent wine sauce before mounting with butter. Thanks again to SimpliSafe for sponsoring this episode. I was able to set up my security system in under an hour, including the new wireless outdoor security camera. I also have sensors to cover every room, window, and door, plus a temperature sensor and carbon monoxide detector. With their interactive monitoring service, the police will be called after monitor any alerts, and it costs less than $1 per day. Save 20% on your SimpliSafe security system when you sign up for an interactive monitoring plan and get your first month free. Visit simplysafe.com/Babish to learn more.